Okay, here's our kitchen floor tiling project completed, along with our new stairway, which is simply beautiful. So anyways, this is using Ditra as the underlayment so that cracks don't translate through it into the tiles. These tiles will be here unless the house gets blown away. These tiles will be here forever. So this was done correctly, and it was done by me, and I will show you how I did it right after I take you a quick walkthrough of our first floor here that we tiled. So as you can tell, our project is still ongoing. We're trying to turn it into a Spanish theme. My wife is Hispanic, and that's what she desired, so that's what she's getting. But I did all this for her. Right now we're saving up for our Spanish furniture. We like paying cash for everything, so you see the floor right here. This was not easy, but it was worth it. We don't have to worry about the shoddy work of contractors. Most of them will not give you what you are looking for and what you deserve. So we went ahead and did it ourselves. So this is the after. How'd you get it out of place there? There you go. All right, so let me show you how we did it. Okay, the first thing that we have to do is remove the old carpet. Most of these homes, if you bought like I did, the contractor grade with no upgrades in the house, then the first thing you're going to have to do is remove the carpet off the first floor, along with the padding that's below it. It's of very cheap quality. We call that contract grade in the trades. And as you saw in the introduction, that even our kitchen, everything is contractor grade. The reason behind that is that we bought our house in December of 2013. We're the original owners, and we intended to come down, but then my contract that I was on extended, so I had to stay up north for 3 additional years, and we end up renting the house out. So that drove a lot of our decision on getting contractor grade. Okay, so the next part of your project is to see if you have cracks in your concrete slab. I assure you that you will have cracks, or you'll eventually get cracks as your house settles. Florida is the sink capital of the United States. So there's a high probability that you will have cracks in your concrete. As a result, you have to figure out how much risk you want to take in not putting what they call an uncoupling membrane down first before you start laying your tile. What an uncoupling membrane does is it prevents the translation of cracks in your concrete to translate up into your tiles, and it will translate into your tiles. If a crack occurs underneath on the concrete slab that the tile's sitting on, you will get a crack on your tiles above. So they have what they call an uncoupling membrane. There's other ways of doing it, but the uncoupling membrane is the easiest way to go. Okay, well, so our stairway project is done. Now we're starting on the floor. So this is a concrete slab right here on the first floor, and we're laying down Ditra again. This is an uncoupling membrane to prevent cracks translating from the contract into the tile. The unfortunate thing is that most contractors will not put this in. They won't put anything in there underneath the tile, and you think you're buying quality craftsmanship, and then about 5 years or less into your ownership of the home, you start seeing cracks appear in your tile, and you're wondering why. If this is done right, you'll end up having a crack-free flooring for years to come. So this Ditra over here, which I just came from, see a little discoloration underneath there. That shows the thin set underneath it. It's that thing, the thin set that we used is according to manufacturer requirements, which is going to be unmodified thin set mortar. And then when you lay down the tile, you have to make sure you get the right mortar that's designed for the size tile, and it also has to be unmodified in order for the Schluter company to warranty their product. So it's not as easy as you think it is. A lot of the mortar is not designed for large scale tiles. We're using 20 by 20 tiles, and they're pressed tiles. So that means that the pressed tiles are going to be, there's going to be a deviation in size. They're never the same size when they're pressed. The rule of thumb is that whatever the deviation, let's say the deviation according to manufacturer is 1/16 of an inch, then the rule of thumb is that you multiply that by 3, and that's how wide your grout spacing should be between the tiles that you lay down. So in this case, 3/16. Hopefully we won't, a lot of contractors will use 1/8 instead of 3/16, which is a little bit smaller, but we'll see if that works. We bought a leveling system that is based on the 1/8 inch spacing, so we'll see how that works. We can always change that out. Anyways, these are the little pieces that we just cut over here, the size, and these are ready here to be mortared down or thin set down. So, and this hasn't been done yet. But this one has. Getting around the door jambs is what's delaying the other one. That's not easy to do. Okay, that's it. Okay, so as I stated before, had to do this in phases. So in order to be able to get out of the house, so this is what we got done so far. Over here going into the main living area, there's up to this strip right over here. That, I almost had enough room there to put the 20 by 20 tile, but that I needed just about a ½ inch more and I could have laid it down. Anyways, the Ditra came to the end there, so what I will do is use that as an expansion joint using silicone caulking that is the same color as the grout that we're going to put in. So as you can tell, things are looking pretty good. I was able to go ahead and grout this last, thin set this last part here today. We still can get out of the house through this way here. So we're going to give this time to cure. This new stuff here in the kitchen it's been about 48 hours, and we took the self-leveling devices out and left the edge ones in. You see there the little pins there, the red pins on the side around the perimeter here where I still got to do it. That orange stuff, of course, is the uncoupling membrane called Ditra from Schluter. Got all the stuff cut. Could have finished it. I was tired. It's only one man doing the job. Anyways, when this is all done, in here in the kitchen, be able to bring the refrigerator and stove back, and then move all the stuff in the living room all back here in the kitchen, and then I can start in the living space over there. Can't wait till this is done. It's a lot of work for an old guy like me. Thanks. Okay, so once you have your tiles laid down, you're getting close to finishing up your project. So one of the recommendations that I make is using the highest quality grouting material that you can find. Now Mapai here, the Mapai Flex Color CQ, in my opinion, is the highest quality you can buy today. without getting into some sort of high, really expensive customization with custom mixtures. So the takeaway on this, the MAPI Flex Color CQ, is that not only will it last a lifetime, but if you look right here, we're looking at stain and chemical resistant grout formula with no sealing required. The key word here is no sealing required. This stuff is extremely hard. It seals for a lifetime. Now, from my experience, it does no harm to find another good sealer to seal it after this stuff cures. Seal it with some sort of silicone-based sealant, transparent sealant, and that should ensure that you will never get any stains in it, even throughout the years of cleaning the floor. But again, nothing lasts forever. Sealing grout is very difficult. They don't make the kind of sealant I used to use when I was younger. That stuff lasted me over 20 years, and I never lost, any. There was never any discoloration in the grout by the foyer door entry. So, but things have changed for some reason. They don't sell that stuff anymore, and this here, in my opinion, is the best that you can get. It's not cheap, but it definitely will hold up, and it's high quality. It's flexible. And it self-seals, so you can't go wrong with this. So again, try the MAPI Flex Color CQ. They also make caulking that is an exact color match for these different colors that you can get here in the grout. Hopefully that helped. So there you have it. You got all the basic knowledge and the process that goes into putting in a tile floor that will last a lifetime.